I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not.
Kovalev was older. He does.
Billy Joe.
Does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you named is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect.
Put it to go to the 12th round. That's a mediocre mind. You need to put a good fight there and put. Great show, you know what I mean?
Do you think Crawford will employ the same tactics to try and box?
I hope not. I hope not, because the people deserve.
He's not that big. You know, he heavy, but he not that big.
Right.
You know, and I was just like, all right. I'm laughing, but at the same time, it started hitting me like, all right, man, maybe he on to something. You know, and then I started sizing him up, and I'm like, all right, well, Canelo 5'7". You know, my arm's longer.
Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez had a heated confrontation at Harry Reid International Airport in Las Vegas, the newly announced host city for their September 13th fight. The two were scheduled to meet near the venue for a press conference, but tensions flared at the airport when they approached each other, sparking an altercation between their teams.
I've been ready. What you talking about? You know the real deal. You know the real deal. Don't try to get on the real deal.
Somebody smack the shit out of your dog. Shut up. They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. You know, so let's not do that, Canelo.
The two teams, upon seeing each other, began shouting their fighters' names and moved closer, leading to a clash. Crawford and Canelo stepped in to break it up, pushing their teams apart. In the chaos, the two fighters nearly came to blows themselves, but, caught up in handling their camps, they eventually walked away and headed to the press conference.
Well, here we go.
Great show, you know what I mean?
Do you think Crawford will employ the same tactics to try and box?
I hope not. I hope not, because the people deserve a good fight.
What do you make of the Crawford fight next?
Huh?
How excited are you for the Crawford fight?
I'm excited. I'm gonna enjoy this win and then we think it's... Yeah, do it.
Of course, the former undisputed welterweight champion from Omaha, Nebraska sounded confident and assertive at the press conference as he predicted victory for himself. Definitely, I'm going to beat him. He knows it. I've always said this about the guys who fight him, they're always scared. But I'm coming in to do my job and get the win. He's a great fighter and I respect him, but he's never faced anything like what I'm bringing. I'm coming in with the mentality to win, and I will. He may be bigger, but he's not better.
It won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently, and it'd be a well-fought fight for both of us, I believe.
Any doubt in your mind that you beat him?
Of course I beat him. It ain't no doubt in my mind that I won't beat anybody that I step.
Crawford's statement was more than just words, it clearly struck a nerve with Canelo Alvarez. Before the interviewer could even turn to him, Canelo interrupted and fired back, taking offense at Crawford's claim of being the better fighter. Why would you say you're better than me? Who have you fought? What's your boxing record like? What have you done that I haven't? You're not better than GGG or any of the guys I've beaten.
Fighter 147, who is smaller than Charlo. So no make sense when you guys say that right now. At the end of the day, I don't want to have credit.
Funnily, Canelo Alvarez referenced Jermall Charlo, whom he defeated after Charlo moved up in weight to face him. You'll do nothing more than what Charlo did, and I'll treat you both the same. I'll teach you boxing and show you why weight classes exist. My hands will be the last to send you into retirement, Canelo added before they were asked to continue with their face-off. This moment marked a sharp contrast to their previous interactions, which were filled with mutual respect and admiration. Clearly, now that the fight is official, things have taken a serious and hostile turn.
Face Crawford, but you never know. You never know in boxing. I'll go up and down and fight everybody out there. So it's possible. Why not? It's possible.
Other than the size difference and having to put on some weight, what challenges does Canelo pose once you guys get in there?
I don't know. I just think, you know, his punching power and his physical size is the only thing that I really have to worry about. But who knows? Once we get in the ring, we don't know how I'll handle his punching power, his size. I've been fighting bigger guys.
The exchange generated major buzz among boxing fans, who are now eagerly anticipating the showdown between these future Hall of Famers. One fan even commented, "I can't wait for this match. It finally looks like boxing wants to reward us after months of watching trash." The clash between Terence Crawford and Saul Canelo Alvarez, scheduled for September 13th in Las Vegas, promises to be one of the most iconic battles of the modern boxing era, with both entering as undisputed champions in their respective divisions.
Great performance tonight.
Oh, I feel great. I win. You know, I come to put a great show, but you know, to put a great show, you need both fighters. So, but at the end of the day, win is a win.
Are you frustrated with William's score?
Yeah, a little bit, but.
What did you say to him at the end of the fight?
I say to him,
Canelo reigns at super middleweight, while Crawford is the undisputed champion at welterweight. Although the American will move up 2 weight classes to face the Mexican, he's doing so after carefully analyzing his opponent. Canelo's recent unanimous decision win over Cuban William Skull in Saudi Arabia was closely observed by Crawford, who studied the champion's every move. "I don't think Canelo has declined, it was more about the style he faced," Crawford told Fight Hub TV, referring to Skull's defensive and mobile approach as an effective strategy to neutralize Canelo. Throughout the 12 rounds in Riyadh, Skull avoided direct exchanges and relied on constant movement, which limited Alvarez's offensive impact.
"No, you just come to, you can not win a fight like that, fighting like that." And he said, "I'm sorry, you know, it's my first time and I just tried to put a good fight and I'm so sorry." That's fine.
What's your message to fighters who will fight you in the future? Obviously not Crawford, but with that kind of mindset, they just want to last the distance.
That's a mediocre mind. That's a mediocre mind because they come just to survive, to go to the 12th round. That's a mediocre mind. You need to put a good fight there and put.
Want this fight now?
Well, I've been wanting to fight, you know. I feel as if that's a legacy fight. I feel as if, you know, this is the biggest fight in boxing today. I feel like this fight right here is like the last of the Mohicans. You know, we both coming in an era where Floyd Mayweather was #1 pound for pound, Showtime, and HBO era, that type of era. So,
of the 152 punches Canelo threw, only 56 landed, 40 of them to the body, but a knockout was never close. Skull moved a lot and neutralized Canelo's power punches well, Crawford noted, though he also expressed disappointment that the Cuban couldn't maintain that pace for the entire fight. Crawford has already hinted that his strategy won't focus on chasing a knockout, but rather on outclassing Canelo with tactical intelligence, speed, and constant movement. His ability to switch stances, adapt to different styles, and throw off his opponents makes him a serious threat.
Well, every time I see him, he'd come and be like, "Canelo."
Yeah, you know how Billy do it too, yeah.
So every time, I'll be like, "Man, come on, man."
Yeah.
So every time he say that, you know, I just be like gradually getting into like looking at like, okay. And he's not that big. You know, he heavy, but he not that big.
Right.
You know, and I'm just like, all right. I'm laughing, but at the same time, it started.
The American appears confident that with discipline, lateral movement, and active defense, he can neutralize the Mexican's power. After the fight in Saudi Arabia, Crawford stepped into the ring for his first face-to-face with Canelo, officially kicking off the promotion for their bout. The moment not only sparked fan excitement but also showed that Crawford is preparing with more than just strength. He's planning to outthink his opponent. "I'm seeing the holes in his game, and I know how to attack him," said his trainer Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, signaling that the game plan is already underway. Despite Canelo being the favorite at the sportsbooks, Crawford is far from an ordinary challenger.
I feel sorry for him. But he's boxing. He's boxing and you know, things happen.
Did you watch the fight?
Yeah, of course. It was the fight.
He was a good dancer.
Yeah.
Would you rather see him fight Gus Haney again or Rowley again?
The American holds undisputed titles in 2 different weight divisions, a rare achievement in boxing history, and now seeks a third crowning moment against one of the sport's biggest stars. In this fight, legacy is on the line just as much as victory. In an interview with Sway's Universe, Canelo Alvarez expressed his willingness to take the fight. "I'm in, why not? Don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter. But for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight, easy money. If the money is right, I'm in. I don't like fighting guys like Crawford, he moves a lot, and it's not a great fight. I saw his last fight, and he doesn't move that much now. So, if the money is right, I'm in. Right now, there are weight classes for a reason," Canelo added.
Cuando vine a pelear a Madison y voy a volver a venir.
Canelo, I'm sure you saw the fight with Crawford and Madrimov, and you heard Turkey Al-Sheikh say that he sent you an offer, possibly to face Crawford for coming up here. Is that true, or what happened with that?
No, I don't have any offer. And look,
This statement marks a clear shift for Canelo, who had previously been reluctant to face Crawford due to the lack of credit he believed he'd receive for beating a smaller opponent. Meanwhile, Crawford has remained persistent in pursuing the matchup, willing to move up 2 weight classes to prove his dominance. He fully understands the physical disadvantage he'll face against Canelo, acknowledging that size will be a key factor in the fight. Still, he remains confident in his ability to overcome the challenge and impose his boxing style. Some analysts remain skeptical of Crawford's chances at super middleweight, partly due to his most recent bout, a points victory over Israel Madrimov at super welterweight, which lacked the dominant performance many had anticipated.
Hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Bud was going to beat Vince. It's real simple. Real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say that.
This fight will be massive.
And you mentioned Floyd. Obviously, Floyd and Manny, a lot of people thought happened way after it should have happened. You guys are both in your prime right now. You guys are both 2 of the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in boxing. This is the biggest fight in boxing right now.
Definitely. And that's what I've been saying. You know, you got two guys, top 3. Pound for pound.
Despite the concerns, the potential bout between Canelo and Crawford has captured the imagination of boxing fans. The mix of power, speed, technique, and charisma from both fighters sets the stage for a truly unforgettable showdown. Longtime trainer and boxing commentator Teddy Atlas shared his thoughts with Ring Magazine on the upcoming Canelo vs. Terence Crawford fight this fall, and revealed why he's seemingly leaning toward Crawford to pull off a win against the naturally bigger Canelo.
How is Crawford, his composure going to be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo?
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
Look, because you're talking about Crawford. Yeah.
He's the weight classes.
He's the most composed guy. Yeah. What, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a shock to him? No. He's already moved up 3 weight classes. So now you're talking 6. If you add on 3. Crawford has the ability to slow things down in the ring that very few people have.
One of the greatest questions throughout boxing history has always been, who wins between a really good big man and a really good little man, Atlas said. We're getting another chance to answer that question, and you can make arguments on both sides. Canelo is too big, and as good as Crawford is, he stepped up against Madrimov and struggled a bit. He won, but it was more competitive than expected. We didn't realize how good Madrimov was, probably because we underestimated him due to his 10 pro fights, but he had 300 amateur fights. He was a good, solid fighter.
Timing is at a different level, just a whole different, dimension than anybody else. He sees things that other people don't see. So it's not just that he's quick and he's faster, but his timing is better because he's so calm that he sees something and he's just going to catch you. Just a twitch of your muscle, whatever it is, where you're just starting to see that.
We started to knock down Crawford a bit because our expectations were so high, and that's wrong, Atlas said. He won. He changed gears, did what he had to do when he realized the level of the guy in front of him, and got the win. But again, people are going to say Canelo is too big, that Crawford had trouble with a 154-pounder after moving up from welterweight, and now he's jumping to 168. But I'm going to make the case that, throughout boxing history, smaller guys have beaten bigger ones. You just have to reverse it, reverse who actually holds the advantage and who carries the disadvantage.
See things that nobody else can see because he slows it down. Yeah, he's got great power. He carried it up. Yeah, he's got good hand speed. Yeah, he's got all that. He's got good technique. His coaches do a tremendous job with him. But the timing is impeccable. It's better than anyone else's. Why? Because of this. When a guy has that ingredient,
the size, the power of Canelo, then all of a sudden, you step back and say, hey, wait a minute, the other guy's faster, the other guy's craftier, the other guy has more options. Maybe he's actually the one with the advantages, Atlas explained. It's like when Pacquiao first fought De La Hoya, and yeah, I know De La Hoya had weight issues and all that, and that's fair. But at the end of the day, you have a real argument on both sides about who truly holds the advantage. I want to find out. I'm one of the people who believes Crawford is very, very special. I'm not saying Canelo isn't, but Crawford is special in a different way. He's got instincts most fighters don't. It's the timing, the natural feel, the X factors. I think they're going to show themselves. I really do.
He's always ahead of you. I think the only thing that, look, Paulie brought it up, there's a couple things that obviously can defeat somebody as special as Crawford. You can move up too many weight classes. I don't think that's the case. He's got the skeleton. He's got the size. He fits in good. He's a wiry guy. And these guys aren't, these are good, solid fighters.
And I can't wait to see a smaller guy use those intangibles, those X factors, to beat a bigger opponent. Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez represent boxing royalty from two different kingdoms. Crawford earned his crown as an undefeated welterweight king, rising to dismantle Errol Spence Jr. in spectacular fashion. Alvarez climbed from super welterweight to light heavyweight, collecting belts and breaking hearts along the way.
Every time I see him, he'd come and be like, Canelo?
Yeah, you know how Bill do it too, yeah.
Every time, I'd be like, man, come on, man.
Yeah.
So every time he say that, I just be like gradually getting into looking at okay.
Their September showdown promises to be one of those fights that boxing fans will talk about for decades, no matter who wins. The build-up to this boxing mega-fight has sparked a flood of expert opinions and hot takes, with every fighter, trainer, and analyst eager to weigh in on their prediction for September 13th.
All the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. So let's not do that, Canelo.
World Boxing Council lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson recently joined the growing list of voices sharing predictions for the fight. His opinion carries added weight, as he trains alongside Crawford and knows his style better than most. When someone spends countless hours in the gym watching a fighter up close, their insight holds more credibility than random takes online. Stevenson's prediction was clear and confident. He believes Crawford will defeat Canelo Alvarez when they step into the ring.
My arm's longer.
Yeah.
He's strong. I'm strong.
Right.
It'd be, to me, skill for skill.
Right.
Because Canelo not the biggest 168 fighter. So I just started looking into it.
The young lightweight champion didn't hold back his enthusiasm for his training partner's chances. While acknowledging Alvarez's skills, he firmly stated that Crawford has all the tools to figure out the Mexican superstar. I think Bud is going to cook Canelo. I think Canelo is a hell of a fighter, but Bud has all the tools to beat him. Y'all make the weight difference a big deal, and in some fights, yes, it matters. If this were David Benavidez, that would apply because he's a lot bigger than Bud. But with Canelo, physically he's kind of big, but height-wise he's kind of small.
Cook him. I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools to beat him.
Yes. Yeah. You don't think the weight difference is going to be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
Boxing makes it something. Not
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's physically kind of big, but height.
This isn't just blind loyalty either. Shakur Stevenson has seen Crawford adapt and overcome a wide range of fighting styles throughout his career, from his early days as a lightweight to becoming the undisputed welterweight champion. Crawford has consistently shown the ability to figure out any opponent placed in front of him. While many experts see Canelo Alvarez's physical advantages as a key factor, being naturally bigger, stronger, and more experienced at higher weight classes, Stevenson dismissed those concerns. He pointed out that although Alvarez is thick and muscular, he isn't especially tall.
You were?
Yes.
You be disrespecting the top, though. I ain't gonna lie. You disrespecting the top.
Yo, I'm really like 80-90% with this boxing. Like, I be calling, but I just feel as though like Bud really got all the ingredients to beat a Canelo. Like being southpaw, having the feet work, being fast, sharp. I think he got all the ingredients.
Crawford's former opponent, Brook, is looking forward to the bout, seeing it as a clash between two elite fighters. However, he's backing Canelo to win, citing Crawford's move up 2 weight classes as a major hurdle. Brook believes it's difficult to bridge such a weight gap against a top-level champion like Canelo. He also doubts Crawford can replicate Mayweather's blueprint to beat Alvarez, pointing out that they are different fighters and that Canelo has significantly improved since that loss nearly 12 years ago.
In September, you obviously faced Crawford, so I do need your opinion on this fight. And Canelo's fought recently. What do you make of that fight?
You know, it's a wow. It's a wow fight. You know what I mean? It's two supreme athletes fighting against each other. But you've got to sway towards Canelo. Crawford's gonna have to move up. And, I knew when I boxed Golovkin.
He told pro boxing fans, "When I look back at Mayweather when he beat Canelo, he's a mover. Crawford's not really like Mayweather in that aspect. He kind of sets his feet." He added, "I think it's a different fight than Mayweather. Canelo is obviously a different fighter from when he boxed Mayweather."
There's a big difference, especially with someone that, fighting a middleweight, a mediocre world champion's okay. But when you're fighting someone like, Canelo or Golovkin, it's a different kettle of fish, I have to lean towards Canelo, but, Crawford's very, very, very good.
You think Crawford still got the legs? Obviously, he's very much got great IQ in the ring.
Brook shared his prediction, saying, "I'd have to favor Canelo, just his size, his experience, his ring generalship. He's got experience, he's big, he's strong. Crawford's more of a smaller guy, a sharp fighter. He's number 1 as well, but like I said, in my opinion, I have to lean towards Canelo." And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and action in the world of boxing, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss quality content like this. Until next time, peace.